From Las Vegas, what are you hearing around that?
Yeah, a new home is his old home, is his new home yet again. Obviously, this is a much different Jets organization than the one that Gino left, or the one that left Gino to go. He returns to the New York Jets. So what this is, it is a pick swap. And so the Raiders are going to get the New York Jets 6th-round pick. The Jets are going to get Gino and a 7th-round pick. That's sort of immaterial. The thing here, what is important to know, is that the Jets are essentially getting a veteran quarterback in Geno Smith almost for free. So there is a new deal in place. We are still waiting to get the full details of that deal. But the Las Vegas Raiders, to accommodate this trade, are eating a majority of the salary. And so the Jets, in this late-round pick swap for 2026 draft pick compensation, are getting a quarterback in Geno Smith at somewhere between $1.5–2.5 million. Again, still waiting on the final numbers, but overwhelmingly the Raiders are paying Geno Smith to go play quarterback for the New York Jets. So anytime.
Let me stop this real quick. Hey, Jets, guess what? Y'all can have Geno Smith for free, man. He's sorry, bro. Y'all could take him. We'll pay him to play for y'all, man. That's how bad we want him in Vegas, man. He was such an utter disappointment, man. I saw him play in Seattle a couple times. I was working at the stadium while I was living up there, Seattle, Lumen Field. And he was doing decent in Seattle, but now all of a sudden he want to come to Las Vegas to the, try to represent the Shield. And, man, he was so bad, man. It was terrible. I could not believe the interceptions he was throwing, man. It's just crazy. I don't know what happened, man. He lost a little bit of mojo that he had. And it's funny, too, because at one point he was talking about, they wrote him off and he ain't right back. And look, he right back where he at. This is crazy.
Time that can happen, it's great. The Raiders need to keep spending money because we've talked about it. They need to hit that salary cap floor. That is what they are doing there. Meanwhile, the Jets, who wanted to go there, Geno Smith wanted to go back with Jay and Danny.
That's how you feel, JJ? That's what we're doing.
And look, but let's be clear before, the Jets are not well thought of out there, right? And they were going to have to overpay to get a free agent. And do we know that they're going to be successful? And Aaron Glenn is on the hot seat. And Frank Reich they dusted off the cobwebs on him to come be the offensive coordinator, right?
True.
And so we can talk about how the Jets do have some good pieces. We can talk about how they have to sort of build and have some stepping stones, right? We can do all that, and I really do like the moves they made on defense. But people were not stumbling. This wasn't like, back when we used to have the real Black Fridays at the mall and everybody would rush in and people would get trampled. That is not what was going on with quarterbacks heading to New York for the Jets, right? So I'll let you take it from there.
I'm just taking ricochets up here, like left and right, hand grenades.
And guys,
You asked for it.
yeah, Lisha,
I asked for it. It's crazy.
oh my gosh.
You know what? They got the 2nd pick in the draft. Looks like they're going to try and get, I think it's a linebacker or edge, Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. That's going to be a cool little pickup. But at the end of the day, what y'all going to do at quarterback? Geno is not the answer, bro. And, wow, I can't believe he's going back to the Jets. That's actually hilarious. But, yeah, they did make they got a couple pieces, man. But I don't know, man. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying what they're selling, and you shouldn't either.
I'm curious, though, because we talk about change of scenery, right,
Yeah.
with quarterbacks, and this is sort of that, not really. It's like a revisiting of a scenery,
Pretty
I
much,
suppose.
yeah.
But how much do you think that Geno can get back to that player that we saw during that stint with Seattle, where he was a 2-time Pro Bowler, the comeback player of the year? And as JJ mentioned, it is a different Jets team, but are you confident that he can get back to that version of Geno Smith in this version of the Jets?
Well, people I've talked to in the New York area and people that are close to the team, they were always going to be in on 2 veteran quarterbacks. And the names that were prominently put out there were Geno Smith and Carson Wentz. And when you look at Carson Wentz, obviously makes a lot of sense. He's got the history of Frank Reich, who's going to be the offensive coordinator. I think the Geno Smith thing makes a lot of sense to JJ's point. You're getting cheap labor, right, for a veteran quarterback who's been a Pro Bowl quarterback. And for people who will say, well, yeah, he led the league with 17 interceptions last year. Let's not forget, they probably had the worst O-line in football. And 2, Didn't their offensive coordinator get fired halfway through the year and Chip Kelly because they just could not get on the same page with the players and the coach as far as calling the play? So to me, Geno Smith didn't just forget how to play football. To your point, when he was in Seattle, high thought of player, right? There was a reason why they gave him an extension there and why the Raiders traded for him, because he was a high thought of player. So I think a change of scenery is good. I know a lot of people will bring up the bad memories from when he was a New York Jet, but sometimes you got to go away to come back home. So I like the move, one, because business-wise, it makes a lot of sense. You're getting cheap labor for a veteran quarterback. And two, this could be like a reclamation project for Geno Smith.
I think this is the complete opposite of what they did last year.
Oh, let me stop. Like I said, he just confirmed what I was saying earlier. Like he was doing so decent in Seattle, man. Comeback player of the year, 2-time, what do you say, Pro Bowl. He was doing good enough. So like when he initially came to Las Vegas, then you got Pete Carroll coming with him. You thinking that some of that success would translate over? Man, he came straight over here and became a straight dookie, bro. Like it's crazy. Like, you know, the excitement behind that was, oh my goodness. I can't believe we put so much high expectations on that. It was so disappointing, but hey, we got what he did do for us is he got us the #1 pick. So, hey, move out the way, Gino. Make some room for Fernando Mendoza, man. We got a certified baller coming in, and a champion. So, bye, Gino. You can't say it enough. Like, to be honest with you.
Last year, right? With Justin Fields, blow the dice, see what we can hit, see if we can find a quarterback and maybe get hot and find the future of our franchise. This one, you want to steady the ship.
Correct.
Like you want to calm things down a little bit. You bring in a seasoned veteran who is a consummate pro, who's going to be a great leader, a voice in that locker room. And I think there is a floor at what he brings at quarterback. And yes, it got ugly and there were a lot of turnovers last year. And there are some similarities. He had a young, talented running back in Ashton Genty. Now he gets Breece Hall. Yeah. But I do think he'll give them stability, which is what they drastically need. He's stayed healthy. He's pretty durable. I think this is a smart move for the Jets. And I think this is exactly what Aaron Glenn needs to kind of just steady the waters a little bit.
The question is, though, when do they actually have their quarterback of the future? Because they're sort of putting Band-Aids, it feels like, over the last few years with these quarterbacks.
Well, that's the issue when you're one of these teams picking at the bottom and it's not a strong quarterback draft class. Like Arizona Cardinals are in the same scenario as the New York Jets because they're going to roll the dice with Jacoby Brissett because they don't feel like there's a guy at the pick number 2 or pick number 3 that you're willing to take that high in the draft. So people are always synonymous in saying, DK, wait till next year's quarterback class. They said the same thing about this quarterback class coming up. And what happened? All those players went back to school because they didn't like what the NFL told them about their grade coming out. So I would be leery. The Jets do have 2 first-round picks. And I'm a lot higher on Ty Simpson than a lot of people. My thing is, if you do bring in a Carson Wentz and Geno Smith, I would be comfortable taking Ty Simpson at 16 because you have 2 consummate pros he can learn from, and you don't have to force him out into action in year 1.
Man, that is a reach for Ty Simpson for me. If
Really?
he drops past the Steelers, if the Steelers want him, I'd say go ahead and take him at, 21?
Something
And
like
then
that.
if you could come and trade back up.
I mean, Ty Simpson ain't nothing special either. But anyways, man, yeah, like I said earlier, hey, Gino, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the up out of Vegas, you heard? Hey, but nah, more power to the brother, man. At the end of the day, man, it is what it is. Go ahead, go to New York, go try to redeem yourself there because when it's not working out, it's just not working out. So you just got to make whatever moves you got to make. But yeah, no longer our problem. No longer our problem, man. Vegas know what they're doing. Shout out John Spytek, man. He cooking right now. Give him a whole kitchen.